Welcome to another Holistic 3D YouTube tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use shader graph to create a random glitch effect, which I'm doing for Halloween this year. Now, if you're interested in learning shader graph right from the very beginning, you can find my course on H3D Learn, which you can grab at 75% off if you use this particular coupon. Also, remember that all my Patreon supporters will get access to the final version of this project without any copyrighted models, of course, but definitely the shader code. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so to follow along and recreate this particular shader, first of all, you're going to need to create a Unity project which uses the universal render pipeline. And to do that, just quickly, if you don't know, in the Unity Hub, you go into New Project and select 3D URP and open that up. So we just want a basic blank project from that. Once you've done that, you'll also need a model. Now, I can't distribute this model because it's not mine, but I got it off of Turbo Squid for free. And it's a FBX model. Actually, it was a blend model that I had transferred into an FBX. If you want to use another model, you'll find plenty of free Slenderman models if you do a little Google search for those. You're looking for pretty much an FBX file or an OBJ file that you can bring in. If you don't want to do that right now, you can just create a sphere in the scene. You can put this shader on that as well. So easy going. Okay, so once you've got your object that you want to put the shader onto, we're going to create that. So down in our assets, we want to right click, create, and then we're going to come up to shader graph, URP, and we're going to create a lit shader graph. So just select that. Once you've done it, we're going to call this glitch and just put it there into the project. Now we want to apply this onto our model. I've got a few things going on with this model because it is actually a multi-leveled model as far as it's got a few different parts to it. But if we select the Slenderman or your sphere, whatever you've got, in the case of my particular model, it has 3 different materials on it which are set to different colors. Let's just, for demonstration's sake, get rid of all of those. And what I'm going to do is create a new material. So come over and create material. Let's call this our glitch material. And then we're going to get that glitch material and add it into Slenderman. Okay, so in this case, we want to add that material in the inspector into 3 elements here. If you have a single model, then you can just drag and drop that material onto it. And you can see if I do that here with these separate parts into the scene view, I'm going to get them added for me anyway over to here. So I want to use my glitch material on everything in this scene. This particular Slenderman has 3 parts, which is the body and these tentacle things and his suit, the tie part of his suit, and his basic grey skin as well. Okay, so this is the default glitch material. We have to now make sure that we assign our particular shader that we're going to use. So select your material. Over in the inspector, we just click on shader. We're going to come down to shader graphs and pick up our glitch shader that we want to create, and we'll get the default for that. Now let's open that up and have a look at our basic glitch shader. So just double click on it, and when that opens, you'll get the master stack, which is our vertex and our fragment sections. Now if you want to see this in more detail, if you just double click on it again, if it didn't open up fully, you'll get this full window here. All right, so now I have to assume that you've got some knowledge of shader graph at the moment, even though if you don't, you possibly can still follow through with this particular video. I'll try and make it fairly obvious what we're doing. So in our shader, we have a vertex and a fragment section. The vertex is going to give us our offset positions for actually manipulating the vertices of the physical model itself. What we want to go and do is to go back to our Slender Man, is actually move the vertices back and forward in the X direction. So that's what we're going to program for now. We want to make that a random offset. Okay, so back in our glitch, what we're going to do is actually grab hold of a new node, and that'll be our position. This is going to get the position of the geometry of the model, and we're going to set that into our object view, so it's in our model coordinates. To that, we're going to split it out. So if we drag out from the out, we can go to a split, which is going to split our 3D coordinate of X, Y, and Z into the separate parts. Now, RGB is the same as X, Y, and Z. We're going to use the X value, or manipulate the X value, which is going to be your R channel here, and add to that. So initially, let's bring this out and put an add, and we'll put that into there. Let's move this across. What we'll do then is grab this out, and this is going to be our new X value. We will create a combine and put that into, not the A channel that I have done there. Let me delete that, bring it back into the X. So we're taking the X value, manipulating it, and putting it back out again. And now let's just bring across the G and the B channels, which is your X and your Z. And we'll grab that RGB3 value coming out and put it into our position up here to manipulate our object. Okay, so let's just go back so that we can see both of these things at once, and I'll bring this across. At the moment, for our X value, we're adding in 0 to it. So if I save this and we have a look over here at our Slender Man, you'll find that once it renews, we're not moving any of those values at all. If we grab our X value here and actually add a value to it, so let's just say 5, for example, which might be absolutely huge. Let's save it, and then when this renews, you're going to find that Slender Man has actually moved across to there. So what's happened is we've added a value of 5 to the positions of all of the vertices in that model, so it moves it across there. If we bring this back down to say 1 and just save that asset, he'll just pop back a little bit. Now, we don't want to do that. Okay, we want to make it random all over here based on our X. So let's put that X value, and what I'm going to do is bring that out here and put in a random range out. Okay, so let's see if I can just get a little bit closer to that for you. So our random dot range takes a seed value and it gives us a particular minimum and maximum range. Now we want to go between -1 in the X and 1 so that it will change for us around the center point of the model, so it'll sort of glitch back and forward across there. The seed value in this case needs to be updated all of the time. If we currently just save this, then we're going to get some random value that is applied to all of these things, and that doesn't really give us a glitchy effect. Let me just bring this back into the scene for you. Okay, so in order to change that, I'm going to set this seed to time and do that. Now you can see the value is actually changing between -1 and 1. And if we save that and have a look at our new model, you can see that it's being applied randomly. But again, it's still the same value being applied to every single vertex through here. So we have to actually sort of pick and choose which ones we're going to move at any one time using some procedurally generated noise. Okay, so that's the start of our glitch shader. Okay, so if we want to modify this, let's come back into our glitch shader and make it random, but not random on exactly the same level for every single vertex, which is what we're currently getting, we need to multiply this by some noise. So I'm going to select that link there and just take that out and bring it over here, and we'll go multiply and put in a value which will eventually come back out to our add up here. Now this multiply has to be random as well. Okay, and we can do that using some noise in this case. So let's just drag that multiply out here, and we're going to use, for example, let's just use a simple noise value like that. And you can see now that you get a little bit more variety in the black and the white values, which is basically what's going to be added to our vertex for a value. Okay, so if we save this and just bring back our scene view so that we can see it, you'll now see that we're getting closer to a glitchy sort of effect where we're actually adding more random values and multiplying them by here. Now what that does is it multiplies the grayscale values with our random, which is basically going to give us zeros or the full value of the random dot range, because you're actually multiplying by grayscales. And of course you can change this simple noise at this moment, like bring up the scale, or in this case bring that down, and then if we save that, it'll get closer to being a whole model again. It's much less erratic. So that's how you can sort of change that. Now we don't really want to use simple noise in this particular case. The effect that I'm after is to offset this in the X value that we've got, but to also have a kind of vertical element to that where parts of the model are actually offset, then there might be nothing going in the other way. So creating sort of a zigzag offsetty pattern coming down through here. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually implement that part of our shader in the next lecture. If you'd like to support our work, like us on YouTube, visit our website holistic3d.com, look for our courses on holistic3dlearn.com, or support us on Patreon.